Ladies and gentlemen, be ready for what you are about to hear, which is not for those who are easily agitated, have a weak heart, or are still holding on to the notion that things make sense. The internet is ablaze. Papoose is sitting quietly in a dimly lit room, rocking back and forth and whispering, "There's no way." This is because, according to some unforgivable tea that just leaked from Remy's inner circle, Claressa Shields, yes, the undefeated boxing queen, the so-called GW, may not be who she claims to be. The group chats are in disarray. No, we're not referring to any phony sponsorships or direct messages that she neglected to remove. With receipts, screenshots, and, let's say, surgeon-level documents, Remy Ma, the same woman who allegedly caught her husband creeping in a training camp, is now exposing Claressa in a full-fledged identity plot twist that would make Jerry Springer, my Dr. Phil, rise from the TV grave to ask, wait, what now? Does the Gua truly represent the goat of dishonesty? This rabbit hole is deeper than Ray's prison files, so fasten your seatbelt. We just reached page 1, sweetie. It's a national emergency in the realm of hip-hop, boxing, and bedroom betrayals. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever gotten up, checked your phone, and immediately regretted it because it was once just a good morning scroll? We are discussing a story that is so utterly strange and insane that not even Tyler Perry could have written such a dysfunctional script. Let's turn the tape back. Once the toughest woman in the rap world, Remy Ma is now juggling roles as a doctor, divorce lawyer, and investigator. Not a rival rapper or a secret baby, but Claressa Shields, the unbeaten, unrepentant boxing champion, who until lately had only gold belts and Instagram clapbacks to her name, was at the core of her crisis. However, it seems that she has been engaged in combat with more than just opponents, because rumor has it that Remy Ma found out something about Claressa that contradicts Funk Flex's radio tirades. Destroyed her entire universe. She asserts that Papoose purposefully neglected to bring up this point during his late-night sparring sessions with the boxing champion. Yes, Remy allegedly discovered authentic or photo-manipulated medical records. It's possible that Claressa Shields were assigned male at birth, but we don't know yet. Now stop. Breathe. Give it time to marinate. This is not your typical triangle of love. The entire story is turned upside down when Remy Ma discovers her husband cheating not with any woman, but with someone who may have had a previous identity. It's similar to discovering that your man was aware the entire time that the side lady might actually be the side dude. Social media exploded, doing what it does best. Remy Leaks was in the news for 14 hours in a row. Detectives on TikTok panned in on shaky footage from training camps, and Twitter produced a heated discussion over gender identity. Who still consider biology to be a brand of shampoo? Let's delve further. Though, how did we end up here at all? Let's dissect the chronology of this utterly insane affair. Allegedly, it all began in early May when Papoose, who has been eerily silent in the rap scene, was seen at a private gym in Claressa's hometown of Detroit. Papoose's forays into boxing are becoming commonplace. He booked a 4-day private training intensive with Claressa Shields without any cameras, no press, and conveniently without Remy Ma, which is unusual. Papoose and Claressa reportedly felt very at ease during these sessions. According to sources close to the camp, it wasn't simply jabs and hooks. According to one trainer who wished to remain nameless, a few glances lingered. It was less like the ring technique and more like romantic tension. The hotel receipts followed. Yes, receipts. Literal ones. Allegedly wary about her husband's fitness makeover, Remy Ma hired a private detective. And you know what appeared. A 2-night stay that is scheduled under P. Papoose's legal name is Mackie, and the second visitor is simply identified as CS. Now, we're not here to speculate, but it's either Olympic-level self-care or cheating when your partner reserves a suite with champagne, a jacuzzi, and blackout curtains for recuperation. Then things truly took a turn for the worse. Someone claiming to be Remy's makeup artist claims that when Remy discovered a folder on Papoose's laptop named CS Notes, she went completely crazy. There were screenshots of therapy records, what appeared to be pre-surgery consultations, and, yes, a letter from a gender clinic, all purportedly connected to Claressa. Remy screen-recorded everything before the files were swiftly erased. The following day, she allegedly confronted Papoose. Insiders claim that he froze like a novice in the ring at that point, and spoke the now-famous statement, "I didn't inquire. Her strength simply inspired me." I'm sorry, are you suggesting that Papoose may have been aware of it and chose to accept it? Now, let's make things clear before anyone makes assumptions. The scandal is not being transgender. The deceit, the cover-up, and the secret affair involving individuals who have based their careers on devotion and authenticity are the true scandal, not to mention who we are discussing, Remy Ma. A lady who served 6 years in prison and emerged victorious. She doesn't put up with her partner playing games with someone who might have changed their own past. What did Remy do? Then, she allegedly leaked. Our sources claim that she provided files anonymously to a gossip blog called Pun's Widow, an obvious indication that this was personal, and a less than subtle allusion to Big Pun, the blog after tagging Claressa and uploading the files. Everything was pulled in a matter of hours, legal threats, DMCA takedowns, etc. The internet, however, never forgets. The takedowns clips had already been downloaded, reposted, and altered into TikTok with titles ranging from Papoose picks a plot twist to Gwat to WHA Ray's revenge. The press conference followed. 2 days later, Claressa Shields made her public debut, accompanied by her public relations staff and a lawyer who appeared to be trying out for law and order. She disputed all of it, firmly declared the documents to be fraudulent, said that she had always been a woman. Mic dropped when she remarked, "I don't need to prove anything to anybody. I beat women because I train like a champion, not because I'm built like one." She was staring directly into the camera. However, she obviously doesn't comprehend Remy's methods if she believed that was the end of it. She's been quiet because of Remy, to silent, and there's usually something nasty in the works when Remy goes dark. According to back-channel rumors, she is getting ready for her own sit-down interview, which may be with Angie Martinez or, heaven forbid, Tasha K. If that occurs, is over. Claressa might as well hang up her gloves and prepare for her whole life to be dissected at the DNA level, as well as Papoose. He was last seen at a retreat called Men Healing from Emotional Warfare, and he has already disappeared on Instagram, removed his most recent freestyle, and disabled comments. Oh no. However, someone else joined the conversation right when we believed we had hit the pinnacle of insanity. Claressa's former sparring partner sent a YouTuber a direct message alleging that Claressa had severe locker room regulations, wouldn't undress in front of other female athletes, and always took her showers by herself. Is it a coincidence? Perhaps. Or perhaps, it's a piece of the puzzle that Remy has been working on. But let's take a moment before drawing any judgments, since the more we learn, the more questions we have. I mean, was Papoose truly unaware? Has Remy truly been deceived? Or after being implicated in her own controversy with Easy the blog captain? Is this a fantasy of retaliation? Most importantly, what will happen next? If you thought this was awful, you'll be shocked to learn what was released from the rehab facility that Claressa apparently went to using a false identity. Oh, you were unaware of that? Oh, you were unaware of the visit to the rehab center? This following chapter is when things go from messy to downright nuclear. So let's have a look at it. One extremely anxious-sounding nurse who contacted Reddit anonymously claims that, of course, where else would she go? Claressa Shields is accused of using the name Clarence Shell to check into a private mental health hospital in upstate New York. Indeed, Clarence in the variant that is masculine, and Shell, which is evidently short for Shields. Even though the visit lasted only 48 hours, it was enough to spark curiosity and questions. Why would a world champion need to conceal her identity when she extols power, self-assurance, and unadulterated authenticity? Despite the shades, big jacket, and hoodie, the nurse said she knew Claressa right away. She had that fighter walk. The nurse documented, because while Claressa was hiding in rehab under a false identity, Remy Ma was allegedly leaking more than just paperwork. But what shook me was how scared she looked. Like someone with a secret that was finally closing in on her. Let that simmer. According to sources, she contacted a Miami plastic surgeon and insisted on knowing whether CS had been a patient from 2014 to 2017. And you know what? Citing HIPAA privacy regulations, the clinic declined to comment. However, not before an enigmatic internet invoice for a $47,000 multi-stage feminization operation surfaced. No. Name, just initials. No refund. CS paid in full. The day was 1 year before Claressa's first Olympic appearance. Now stop, take a breath. Because if this is true, and we're not claiming it is, we're merely asserting that receipts exist on the internet. It implies that Claressa may have entered the ring with a lot of mysteries in her medical file, and some unresolved issues from her background. Papoose reappears just when you think it can't be any more twisted, or his playlist does. Anyway, he created a mysterious Instagram story and then swiftly removed it. Only a black screen. Just one tune, and the bad religion of Frank Ocean, you're aware of it. The words, this unspoken affection, it seems like a one-man cult to me. Admirers went crazy. Threads on Reddit became viral. Some conjectured that it was a coded apology or worse, a hint that he was aware of the allegations about Claressa but still decided to love her. At that point, public sentiment entered a full-fledged civil war. Claressa versus team, Remy versus team, everyone is telling lies. Another tweet that went viral said, Remy Ma wants us to cancel a woman because she might be trans. Girl, worry about your own felonies. Even Cardi B couldn't stay out of it, another added. If Papoose fell for Claressa knowing everything, that man's loyalty is terrifying. She deleted the message like TSA agents. You guys are out here clocking people's gender before your man finds himself in her corner. Take care of your own affairs, ah? The genuine tea, however, continued to leak while the public quarreled. The undercard is a hacker collective that has a track record of released a grainy video purportedly depicting Papoose and Claressa entering a massage parlor in Detroit at 11:47 p.m., along with player direct messages and locker room security footage. Just vibrations, no audio or timestamp. Just as a spa door closes behind them, the video cuts. Naturally, the internet filled in the gaps within hours. The hashtag Midnight Massagegate became popular. The scene was recreated by TikTokers. YouTubers used footstep analysis and astrological charts to demonstrate Claressa's dominating masculine energy in 3-hour breakdowns. This isn't anything we made up. Remy Ma was playing chess, however. While the internet was fixated on vibes and receipts in Atlanta, she appeared at a panel discussion. With a folder clearly labeled Legal Notice Shields, everyone smiles when a reporter inquired as to whether Remy intended to file a lawsuit or file charges. Laughed and replied, all I'm saying is deception comes with consequences, and nobody plays my husband without playing me first. Let's be honest now, Remy Ma is also not an angel. For cheating on Papoose with Easy the Block Captain, she has received public criticism. Furthermore, the tension between her and Papoose hasn't exactly been subtle despite her denials. So, some fans want to know if this is true outrage or retaliation, because this is a theory that is becoming more and more popular. Before she developed love for Claressa, Remy didn't give a damn about her history. In other words, she wasn't shaken by the identification. The treachery was a thing. You are aware of how wounded women behave in scandal. There is no wrath like that of a Remy scorn. Claressa's crew has been rushing in the meanwhile. According to their most recent statement, Miss Shields is being she has nothing to hide. She will not entertain hate. However, she sort of did entertain hate because that same day she filed for an emergency restraining order against Remy Ma, citing threats to her safety, reputational harm, and cyber harassment. She was targeted with defamatory lies rooted in misogyny and jealousy. Indeed, a rapper who was convicted of shooting her own buddy over $300 was subject to a restraining order. She is now accused of intimidating a boxing champion over her unfaithful husband. It's like a VH1 reality show gave birth to a Netflix true crime series, and then released it on Zeus Network. But hold on, it gets worse. Text messages purportedly exchanged between Claressa and another female boxer were released by an unnamed promoter. In them, Claressa states, I should have never trusted a man to keep his mouth shut. Now Ray's making me a target again. Once more, the word triggered an entire new round of conspiracies. Was this not just another weaponization of Chloe's past? A 2012 rumor about a trans athlete being disqualified from the U.S. Women's Olympic squad before an unexpected paperwork error allowed them to compete was even unearthed by one online detective. No names were ever made public. Could that athlete have been Claressa? If that's the case, the Olympic Committee's quiet suddenly became extremely loud. Papoose, meanwhile, has yet to be located. The streets claim he is hiding from both women because of fear that one of them may come up with evidence that would put an end to his reputation as the most devoted guy in hip-hop. But his crew claims he is taking time off for spiritual healing. In round 12, supporters are split like a shattered eyebrow. Some claim Ray is revealing the truth, while others claim she is simply upset because she lost her husband to someone with a more complex past and a sharper tongue. However, this is when everything starts to go dark. According to a former boxing commissioner who wished to remain nameless, some medical records are sealed for ACOS and that the foundation of women's boxing would be rocked if they were ever made public. That poses a problem now since it is no longer solely a gender issue or a scandal if Claressa's records are made public. Whether they are genuine or not, it turns into a nightmare for regulations, lawsuits, inquiries, and potential revocations of titles. Claressa's legacy and the sport she helped promote could be destroyed by this. And who would be watching it all burn while enjoying some popcorn? Ma Remy. Because one thing is very obvious, regardless of whether she is telling the truth or not. She is now in charge of the ship. The receipts are with her. The public is paying attention to her. Additionally, insiders claim that she has one last secret weapon. Days before the story broke, Papoose and Claressa allegedly had a recorded phone conversation in which they confessed, broke down, and said something Remy refers to as the final nail in the coffin. Where were we, then? The phone call. Certainly. A voice memo named Monday Night CS was found on Papoose's old iPad, which had been gathering dust in the couple's apartment for months. According to a very scared former aide of Remy Ma, baby Remy, discovered the cloud backup of the file, which was created just 3 days before the scandal. What's within? According to a rumored 17-minute private conversation between Papoose and Claressa Shields, that was secretly taped. The boxer acknowledges that some aspects of her journey are never suitable for public consumption. And Papoose, the self-proclaimed king of loyalty, says, "You know I don't care about all that," she says, and I quote, "I didn't hide it because I was ashamed. I hid it because people don't want the truth. They want categories. You're either their hero or a headline, nothing in between. I see you as a woman, for a period. Doesn't anyone know how we got here? We simply did." Phew, just let that settle for a second. So now the world is asking, is that an admission? Is that a man choosing love over labels? Or is it a man knowingly hiding a truth that could implode an entire sport and destroy his marriage? And just like that, the court of public opinion slammed the gavel. Remy Ma leaked the audio. At 2:03 a.m. on a Thursday, a burner account posted the call to X, formerly Twitter, and within 9 minutes, it had over 1.2 million views. The comments were savage. Papoose sounded like he was ready to risk it all for Claressa's secrets. Remy Ma found the tape and said, "Now run me my revenge. This is no longer even messy. Spiritual warfare is what this is." But wait, the fire didn't stop there. In response, Claressa Shields' legal team filed a cease and desist letter claiming the audio was doctored, illegally obtained, and a violation of state and federal recording laws. They even hinted at civil and criminal lawsuits, naming Remy Ma, Papoose, and any third party disseminating the recording as potential targets, and Papoose. He went ghost mode, deleted everything, no interviews, no responses, just silence until TMZ caught him outside a juice bar in Brooklyn, looking gaunt and tired. When asked if he was still with Remy, he muttered, "Right now. I'm just trying to breathe, oh no." And just when you thought we had reached our lowest point, a new leak has surfaced. In an anonymous podcast, a retired former Olympic coach stated, which we are quoting here, "There were whispers during Claressa's pre-Olympic exams that didn't line up. Medical silent discussions behind closed doors, forms that vanished. She was her best chance, though. Thus, it was swept beneath the mat." Listen. That soundbite went viral online like a Molotov cocktail, whether that is accurate or not. As if they possessed doctorates in gender studies, people began displaying old pictures, slow-motion videos of fights, and even comparisons of hip ratios and jawlines. It was insane. The most startling aspect is that, in response to persistent public concern, the Women's Boxing Regulatory Committee, a body that seldom emerges from the shadows to re-examine eligibility policies, and athlete records allegedly called an emergency meeting. In other words, they're looking into Claressa's past again, and it's scary, my friends. Because she might lose everything if even one document is discovered to be a fake or a timeline that isn't aligned. Olympic titles, championship belts, sponsorships, medals, all of it. And who would be grinning all the time? Remy Ma, you guessed it. Ma, you guessed it. Because we shouldn't fool ourselves. It wasn't about doing the right thing here. It was a personal matter. This was combat in high-end heels and red lipstick. Remy didn't aim solely for affection. She pursued the heritage. While some admirers are encouraging her, others are genuinely curious as to whether she went too far. Remember that an alleged affair was the catalyst for this whole situation. There were only late-night workouts, dubious hotel reservations, a suspected background that Claressa never revealed, no verified sex recordings, no pregnancy, and no verified relationship status. Was this all justified, then? Or did Remy Ma just want to destroy a woman who could have just wanted to be left alone? Hip-hop Twitter remains divided in the meanwhile. Team Remy claims that she acted in the same way as any other powerful woman. Reveal the liar, remind them not to meddle with Bronx royalty, and save her marriage. Team Claressa, however, isn't going to back down. You all want to disregard her because of a past that has no bearing on her present. Even though she is a fighter, a world champion, and a survivor. People will praise you when you're winning until they hear a rumor. Then suddenly your entire identity is a scandal, stated Nicki Minaj Loki in a now-deleted tweet. Not to mention the whispers about Netflix. You heard correctly. According to insiders, producers are rushing to create Gloves Off the Claressa Shields Files, a documentary, which will include legal in-depth analysis, dramatized reenactments, and wait for an interview with a mystery witness who says she knew Claressa before she became famous, when she was allegedly living as a boy named CJ. That right there was either the last domino in this convoluted, twisted tale or defamation on steroids. As this crazy journey comes to an end, let's pause to be grateful for what has just transpired. A marriage fell apart, the legacy of a champion was called into question. In 2006, receipts were leaked like mixtapes, demonstrating once more how the internet can convert your most private information into viral content. We now pose this question to you, your devoted, inquisitive, and unconcerned business audience. Was Claressa Shields telling the truth, or was she lying? Did Remy Ma simply demonstrate to us the farthest a woman will go when she feels disrespected? Or did Papoose betray her? The question of whether this is the conclusion of the story or merely the beginning is arguably the most significant of all. According to rumors, Ray is penning a candid memoir, and everyone will be exposed if even half of the information in these leaks makes it to print. Folks, there you have it, another day, another controversy, another shaky legacy. You can only purchase the kind of tea that wrecks groups and burns your throat on the gossip spill vibe after a week of conversations. It's your turn to reveal something. Do you believe that Claressa Shields has been lying? Or is Remy Ma simply resentful, winded, and bloodthirsty? Is Papoose a victim without any power? Maybe hip-hop's most emotionally jumbled dude. This whole thing is messier than Ray's last week installation. Let's face it. Hit that comment section as if it were a debt to you, the crazy opinions, conspiracy theories, and oh hell no replies are what we want. Subscribe today if you want to see more mayhem, courtroom meltdowns, and shady secrets revealed like mixtapes in 2003.